Okay, so in my first two or three videos, I mentioned that I wanted to give both the Philippines and Thailand opportunity to present themselves as potential candidates for spending some future time, even in retirement. Having now spent a few months in the Philippines, of which I have thoroughly enjoyed, I settled in quite well, but now it's time to give Thailand an opportunity to speak to me as well. And I wanted to do this before I started putting roots down or getting an emotional tie to the people or the place, for example, Cebu. So a week ago, I flew out of Mactan Airport at 2:30 a.m. on a 4-hour, 10-minute flight direct to Bangkok DMK Airport. I chose this option because if I got a flight from Mactan to BKK in Bangkok, it would mean a stopover in Manila for up to several hours. And Manila is notorious for being difficult to transfer across. I just wanted to keep things as simple and as straightforward as possible. I flew Cebu Pacific, which meant no drinks, refreshments, or anything like that offered on board, which is fine by me. But the day before my flight, I received a notification that I could check in online, which I did, only to be warned that I still had to go to check in anyway, even though I had no check-in luggage, as my boarding pass was not available to be downloaded online. When I arrived at Mactan Airport and joined a lengthy queue, eventually I was able to explain this to the check-in girl, who was quite thorough in interrogating me. She wanted to know where I was heading, precisely how I was getting there. For example, after arriving in Bangkok, would I be getting buses or trains to my final destination? She wanted to see evidence of bus or train tickets, none of which I'd purchased, because my intention was to go straight from DMK Airport by Grab taxi to BKK, which would take about an hour in traffic, and then at level 1, Gate 8, there's a bus transport terminal where I could purchase a ticket for around 200 baht on an air-conditioned bus that would take me on a 2-hour journey straight through to Pattaya, which actually ends in Jomtien. In the end, however, I just ended up getting a Grab taxi all the way from DMK down to Pattaya at a cost of 1,800 baht plus 200 for motorway bridge tolls, totaling 2,000 baht or just under $60. It would, of course, been cheaper from BKK. Anyway, I offered the check-in girl my throwaway ticket from onwardticket.com that I purchased the day before, which had me returning a month later from Bangkok to Cebu. And she was happy with that and punched the details into her system, and I was good to go. Always try and make sure that you have a throwaway ticket on every entrance and exit from every country, just in case as a precaution to show check-in or immigration, and for only $16, it's a must. Now, because of the time of the flight, I was actually able to get some shut-eye for a couple of hours, and I was there before I knew it. On arrival, there were 3 things for me to do. The first was to get through immigration successfully, the second was to find an ATM to withdraw some money, and the third was to get a SIM card so my connectivity was up and running. On the first point, as I approached immigration, I waited patiently in line behind a dozen people, and I could see that the officer concerned was asking the occasional question and demanding to see various papers from 1 or 2 people. When it came to my turn, I moved forward, presented my passport, placed my left hand on the fingerprint scanner, then the thumbs, looked straight into the camera for my photo taken, and answered 2 simple questions. The first was, where am I visiting? My answer, Pattaya. The second question was for how long? My answer was a month. My passport got a 60-day stamp. I was through, no problems there. Now for my second task, to withdraw some money. I need some cash to buy things like food or pay for various other things. And as I walked past the luggage carousel just before exiting through the nothing to declare, there were 3 conveniently located ATM machines, all of which charge I think it's a 200 baht fee on international cards, which is the same right across the country, similar to what the Philippines have. I put my card in, get the cash out, and then I exit through the nothing to declare, of which there wasn't a single officer present. So a huge sigh of relief and a grin on my face as I casually strolled past, beating the banged up abroad odds by smuggling whatever it was into Thailand of all places. Just kidding. And thirdly, I walked straight up to a SIM card stall and purchased a 30-day tourist SIM for 900 baht, around $27. A bit pricey compared to setting up the same in the Philippines, which can be done quite easily by going to Global Smart website, downloading an eSIM for $2, and then loading up with however much credit you want. Anyway, I now have a Thai number that can be used for Grab and anything else that I want, all done. So here I am in Pattaya, Thailand, more specifically Jomtien. The reason why I've chosen Jomtien is because when I arrived in the Philippines a few months ago, I felt early on, as much as I'd settled comfortably into Cebu, there was something missing. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it until after about a month. I was pondering this very point, and the answer was literally staring right in front of me as a background I'd saved on my laptop, which was of the sun setting into the horizon in Jomtien, almost precisely from the exact spot that I'm looking at from my balcony, which I'll show you in a moment. For me personally, to be by the ocean and see the sun setting on an evening does something for my soul that nothing else can, to the point where it's almost therapeutic. I look for three things when considering the potential viability of a place to live and retire. Firstly, the affordability, because without that, it's game over. The affordability is the most important thing. Once it's been established that it's affordable, then within my budget, I then look for the second part of the equation, which is the setting of that place, whether it's mountain, beach, island, or city. We're all different and each of us has our own preference. Some of us like to be in a more secluded area, whilst others enjoy the hustle and bustle of city life, of which I had a good dose of in Cebu, and I have to be honest by saying that I thoroughly enjoyed it. The third and final part of the equation is looking at the amenities available within that setting. So if you're mountainous based, it's highly unlikely you're going to benefit from the same amenities that you would find in the city. For example, in a condo residence that has the pool, the gym, all included and combined with the convenience of restaurants, eateries, such as IT Park, where everything is included and all the shopping malls are within 5 to 10 minutes walking distance. With island life, you'll have the tranquility and the beauty and the stunning panoramic views. But again, once the novelty is worn off after a while, you become familiar with it. What is there to do all day long? It's too quiet for me, but again, it depends on what your preference is. Now, before I set off on my journey last year, I'd always had it in the back of my mind that the ideal for me could be a small to medium-sized city off the coast that would give me both the beach setting that I wanted together with all the amenities that a city has to offer that might be within, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes driving or bus, so it's all there when I need. Now, Pattaya city itself is a world-renowned place for its entertainment and nightlife, and all the other shenanigans that go with it. Whilst this might be appealing to many, to be honest, it's not really what I'm here for. It's not really my cup of tea. I'm not on holiday here, but I'm rather trying to keep my daily routine as normal as possible to get a real feel for what it's like living a normal life here in Jomtien. I actually prefer to be on the outskirts of all the noise where it's a little more quieter, a little bit more civilized, where the beach is less crowded. Yes, it's all there for you if you want to dip your toe in the pond and have some fun on a weekend, but I have to say that Jomtien does indeed have its own slightly more toned down version of a nightlife that can get quite busy on an evening, especially on weekends. So it's not like I'm in a secluded, deathly quiet area that's too remote. It's just not quite as full on as Pattaya City. For my first month here, I decided to splash out a bit and treat myself to a nice condo residence with a spectacular view and first-class amenities with gym, 2 or 3 affinity pools, just minutes walk from the water's edge, and it certainly does give a contrasting view to life. The Philippines, life in Cebu, of which there were many things that I did learn to enjoy and appreciate while I was there. I have a soft spot for Cebu, and I have a feeling that at some point I will be making my way back there. But for now, I'm going to continue to evaluate and be fair to both places so that I can have my own personal assessment and make an informed, unbiased decision on where I think I will be best placed to spend my future, as it's still early days here. Anyway, I'll leave you with a quick show around of the condo and the fantastic panoramic views that I have across Jomtien all day, which I have to admit is very nice to wake up to. Okay, so let's have a little look around my condo. This is the Riviera at Jomtien. We've got keycard entry system here. We've got a nice modern kitchen with microwave, electric stove, plenty of storage, and a dining room table that I've actually turned into an office. We've also got a nice modern spacious bathroom, toilet with very nice Riviera Jomtien mirror there. Although I don't like these basins because it's very difficult to actually get anything done. But this is the lounge area with a nice big TV. And if we go through into the bedroom, you can see leads on to ensuite shower and storage area here. But this is really what it's all about. This thing right here, this view from the bedroom is absolutely spectacular as it goes all the way up to the top end of Jomtien and then on to Pattaya, right across to Jomtien, which is the lower part going south, where you've got plenty of condo residences, mainly for retirees, etc. As I say, it's a little bit quieter down this end. It's only 4 or 5 minutes walk all the way to the front there, and you can go and enjoy the spectacular sunsets on an evening. Nice big TV here as well. And if we move through to have a quick look at the balcony, there we go. This is really what I'm paying for. It's this. To be able to see this every evening is really what it's about. As you can see, that's Jomtien's second road that takes you through to eventually Pattaya. And what a gorgeous view this is. Absolutely beautiful. And even on a night time, it looks spectacular. And along the front, you get a lot of life, a little bit of nightlife, just enough. There's plenty of bars and restaurants and all kinds of different shops selling various different kind of things if you're into it. So it's very pleasant here, and I'm going to enjoy this sunset.